Today the waste team at Lockyer Valley Regional Council will be conducting a bin audit of 3 general waste bins that we've selected randomly from across the region. We'll be pulling apart the contents of these bins to have a look at what makes up the waste stream. We'll be breaking the stream up into general waste, so waste that should go to landfill, also recyclables, items that should be in the yellow top bin, and food and organics. And these can be either composted at home, garden organics can be brought to a council transfer station, or they could potentially be the basis of a new FOGO service in the future. So we'll start by tipping the contents of each bin onto the tarp and just separating it into the different categories. Stand by. Cans and bottles that are subject to the container refund scheme are worth 10 cents, so feel free to take these back to your local Return It or a Nua transfer station, or you can put them in your yellow top recycling bin. So you can see here the contents of our first bin. A lot of soft plastics in the general waste, which is fairly typical of the way food is presented for sale these days. So don't forget, you can actually take your soft plastics back to the supermarkets for recycling through RedCycle if you like. We've also got about half of our general waste stream is food, organics and garden, and also quite a lot of recyclables. And don't forget, all these items can go in your recycling bin. The aim of this project is to work out what can be kept out of landfill. We've got limited landfill space in the Lockyer Valley, and in the future we'll have to transport our waste to commercial landfills, and that comes at a higher cost. So the more we can keep out of our landfill and preserve that valuable landfill space, the better. Okay, here goes bin 2. Nappies definitely don't belong in your recycling bin or your FOGO bin. They only belong in your general waste bin. The average household wastes a couple of $1,000s a year on food that is purchased but not used. So if you want some tips and tricks on how to save your food and make it last longer by either freezing or cooking or using leftovers, slip over to Council's website and we'll show you. So bin 2 was fairly similar to bin 1, but the things we noticed this time was there was a little bit more food. We also saw some clothing in this one, so some shoes, a hat. So if clothing is good, think of charity or selling it yourself or giving it away. If it's not good, general waste bin only, definitely not recycling. And here we go with bin 3. Don't forget, we don't want recyclables or green waste bagged, so everything goes in your bin loose. Bottle caps. If they're not on the bottle, put them in your general waste bin. They're too small to be recovered through recycling, so don't put them in your recycling bin. If they're on the bottle, leave them on the bottle. So you'll see after pulling apart the contents of these 3 bins that they are fairly indicative of what we know our waste stream looks like in the Lockyer Valley. We're about 50% garden and food organic, so that's roughly about 25% garden, 25% food. We're 30% general waste, and that's waste that does belong in the red bin because it goes to landfill, and we're about 20% recyclables. So just think, 20% of your bin can easily be moved to the yellow top recycling bin. In some of the trial areas in Gatton and Laidley where we've given them a FOGO bin, we're treating that FOGO collected material behind me here with an aerated floor composting system. In 10 weeks of the FOGO trial, we've brought in 65 tonnes of material. That's material that has been diverted from landfill, saved valuable landfill space, created valuable compost for councils, parks and gardens, and creates a better environment for all of us in the Lockyer Valley.